edition of Trade Talks. Charlie Stevens joins me from Cushman & Wakefield. Is one of the leading New York City commercial real estate experts out there. Thank you very much for joining me for Trade Talks. If I didn't cover financial media, real estate is my passion. It's such a cool job that you have, and you're also a big social media star as well.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Who would have thought commercial real estate in IG and YouTube and so forth? But I love the way that you spin it, because you talk about adapting new technology and how it's reshaping New York City. Tell us about that.
Right, absolutely. I mean, I'm just trying to get the info out there, what's going on in Manhattan. The skyline's changing rapidly. The infrastructure of the city, the subway system, the transit, everything is kind of completely changing. And, I just want to be an ambassador of the New York City growth and promote the buildings and the businesses and the development projects that are going on right now.
All right, well, at Nasdaq, we're all about technology. So we want to know how come buildings have been slow with adopting new technology, and why the rush to do it now?
Right, so I think you have to look at all the buildings right now. There's about 88% of the buildings in Manhattan have been built before the 1980s. So you have poor infrastructure, low ceiling heights, inefficient floor plans. It's not working out as well as companies that need the high-speed technology to pick up their trading data and everything that works along with it.
I also think to attract new talent, you have to have that Google, Apple-ish kind of look as well. So my next question to you is, how are these new developments reshaping the city? Are you seeing a migration of Midtown to other parts of the city, or from downtown to other parts?
Yeah, I think Midtown's really opening up right now. Everyone's kind of migrating over to Hudson Yards, Manhattan West, the far west side development. These are all the new buildings that are going up with Related and Brookfield and Vornado that reshaping the city skyline. And then also downtown, so the World Trade Center. You got Condé Nast down there. You got Spotify just moved into World Trade. So there's a lot going on, a lot of moving parts, and it's exciting. It's a very exciting time.
So what companies are moving into these buildings? Is it just the big names like Condé Nast, as you had mentioned as an example, or what type of retail is going there?
Right. Well, Condé consolidated, went downtown to One World Trade. It's Spotify Group M went to Three World Trade. The second World Trade Center is still not being developed yet. They're waiting for an anchor tenant. And then you look at the far west side, which is Hudson Yards. 10 Hudson Yards is where Coach went, L'Oreal went, VaynerMedia. They all kind of set the trend on, this is where the new live, work, play atmosphere is going to be. This is Related as well, project, the ownership. So they actually got Time Warner to come from Columbus Circle and go into 30 Hudson Yards.
It's interesting how all the media companies are leading the way, right? They really do discern what the trends are. So let's talk about Hudson Yards. It's such a massive project, and it really has reshaped the west side skyline. Is it just office buildings, or do people live there? Also, tell us about the
millions of square feet of residential. The new Fashion Week will be there. They're going to have a shed, a huge event hall. So it's really a city within the city. It's actually right now this bigger than Miami or the Austin office market. And when it's done, it'll probably be double the size of those markets.
So that what these companies are looking for, that work, play, live, feel.
Yeah, walk outside, go to the best restaurant, for lunch, and come back upstairs and do your work. And then, when you work late, hit the bed, go home, and do it again.
It's just amazing that the amount of real estate that has come into Manhattan just over the past 15 to 20 years. And they're filling these spaces, whether it's residential or commercial. It's like, where do all these people and companies come from? And you had mentioned to me earlier, when you have a stronger employment environment, that does in fact lead to more building. Right.
The office growth really is in line with the job growth. So the more people that are hiring, they need to fill those seats. So the more office space coming online. There's 13 million square feet of office space in construction right now. So that's the downtown and Hudson Yards, Manhattan West. And then there's another projected 18 million square feet that are going to be coming online. Yeah, in the upcoming years, it's going to be a whole new city. So this hasn't happened since the 1980s, a growth boom like that. So, I mean, how can you not get excited about that when, the city's changing and everything is going along with it?
And we just went through the transformation with the World Trade Center and the transit hub that it's created, which we love very, very much at Nasdaq HQ down there.
Yes.
Penn Station is also looking to do.
Right. Penn Station, so they're redeveloping the Farley Post Office, and you'll have the Moynihan Train Hall in the front, which will have 92-foot ceilings, a skylight the size of 2 hockey rinks, held up by the original steel trusses of the original post office. So a nice mixture, and it's going to be affecting over 650,000 commuters daily. So I think it's one of the most important developments in the city right now, because nothing like this has happened and affects so many New Yorkers in over 100 years.
And us New Jersey people too, we don't have to walk outside.
Oh, right, yeah,
we have
of course.
hot weather, cold weather.
I forgot the Amtrak
right?
and the Jersey, yes, absolutely.
And that makes it attractive to work in these types of buildings.
Right.
That's why we're like, infrastructure spend, this is what keeps us going, right?
Exactly. It's an easy commute to work,
Exactly.
and the pleasant ambiance of everything that's going on is a little bit nicer than the current Penn Station.
Yes, and the great shopping is always
absolutely.
a nice sweetener as well.
Right. They're going to have 100,000 square feet of retail in the plaza of this Farley Post Office that's being renovated by Vornado and Related. And it's basically going to be a gateway into Hudson Yards and Manhattan West when it's all done in 2019, when Cuomo's trying to push it as fast as possible.
Jobs and infrastructure.
Right.
It's a good way to end the week.
Great.
All right, well, thank you very much, Charlie, for joining us at MarketSite. And as always, Twitter, thank you for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.